Hello, 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 I'm the Robot with Feels, and welcome back to another game of Divinity Original Sin 2. Last time, we found a cat, found a magic squirrel riding a skeleton cat, and then watched a person get murdered in cold blood. Time to enter Fort Joy. Let's talk to some of the guards.
Did you see him? You did, right? Those claws. Wonder what's behind the masks, too. Can't be pretty.
Do you mean those horrific creatures the Magister had in tow?
That Magister, that was Bishop Alexander, leader of the Divine Order, and his right hand, Dallas. How do you not know this?
How was Alexander chosen to lead the Order?
What, have you been living under a boulder? Alexander's the Divine's only natural son. Good man. I'm proud to serve him. Liberated my hometown from the Black Ring, he did. We never had such peace as we did with his battalion protecting us. Now why don't you move along and settle in? A Magister will come and find you when they're ready for you. Could be a while, though. We're up to our hoods in sinners these days.
What does this man have to say?
Come on.
Saw him, didn't you? The Hammer and Alexander. They gave that scaly traitor what for, they did.
Well, at least the lizard is at peace now. You hope. And we can say that because we're undead.
Peace is more than she deserves. She were a traitor to the core.
When are we allowed to leave?
When you give up the darkness that's inside you. Take your fault, it's there, mine. But it's there all the same. They're working on a cure for you even now. Got some good leads, so I hear. You can trust Dallas to take care of it. And once you're cured, your life will start again.
What more do you know about Bishop Alexander and Dallas?
Bishop's the son of the dead divine. Don't know when we'll get a new one, but Alexander's looking after us in the meantime all the same. And the Hammer's a solid sort. Don't take no guff and don't stand for no idling. Earned that name for a reason, she did.
And how did you come to be a guard?
During the time of Lucian, of course. Who wouldn't join up with God himself? It was all glory, all goodness. When we lost him, well, it only made sense to see his will through.
How can he know the will of the divine?
Can't for certain, but I reckon when God himself gives his life to protect you, you don't waste the gift. You protect it with everything you've got. So that's what we do.
Would the divine really have approved of a place like Fort Joy, though?
Lucian gave his life to protect Rivellon. If we let the Voidwoken get to it now, well, we'd have lost him for nothing. Fort Joy ain't no summer camp. No one said it were, but it's the best we've got to protect the realm.
How about this man? He's not a
Did you
guard.
see them, sir? Bishop Alexander and the Hammer herself, they were so close, almost within arm's reach.
We were close enough to watch them murder one of their own.
A traitor cannot be murdered. A traitor can only receive their due.
Everyone is a traitor to someone.
The Divine Order's all that stands between everything you see and a Voidwoken's throat. Any traitor to them is a traitor to us all. Believe it or don't. The Divine Order doesn't need our loyalty. They'll save us in spite of ourselves.
Come on then, Lexi. Pay up.
Bow your head, please! If we chant the endless prayer, the next divine will ascend!
I hope you're right.
So do I. By the divine, so do I. If Bishop Alexander doesn't rise, I don't know who will protect us from this darkness. Some blame the Voidwoken for Alexander's failure to ascend. If all we sorcerers can be cured, then the bishop shall be free to rise. So chant the endless prayer.
Hey, I know you.
Losa, the dark-eyed jokester you met aboard the ship, waves enthusiastically and dips into a mock elegant curtsy.
Back then I was Madame Josephine Gribbles de Pube. and you were you. Glad to see you made it. Nothing like a nice tentacle slap across the moor to set the tone for the week, eh? How'd you escape?
I'm not sure. I fell into the water, and I was nearly lost.
Me too. Did you hear something? When you were in the water, I mean.
Yes, it was a strange voice. It seemed to want me to survive.
I heard the same thing. Do you know what this means? It means I'm not the only...
Losa's voice catches in her throat. The joy drains from her face. Her eyes lose focus, and her whole body goes rigid. She is stock still, waxy skinned, her eyes dark. Greyish-black veins run from her eyes down her cheeks.
Are you alright?
Her head snaps to you mechanically, and her eyes lock with yours, dark pupils dilated into great black voids. Light suddenly flashes back into her face. The grey veins drain to pinkish flesh, and her whole body relaxes.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
Why are you acting so strangely?
Ah, it's nothing really. It's just... I'm just a bit... well, a bit... hospitable?
You're going to have to elaborate.
Put it like this. You've never been a host, I bet. That's because you're an infested clump of leaves on the side of the road. That ain't bad, though. I'd give just about anything to be like you. But I'm a roadside inn. Red door, flowers out front, friendly lady at the door beckoning you in for half price. Like a goddamn gold star inn for the disembodied.
I think I understand you better than you think.
She gives you a searching look.
You seem pretty well adjusted.
Looks can be deceiving.
Ain't that just the truth? So, how are you enjoying the joy?
I heard the accommodation was exceptional, and I just had to see for myself.
So true. And you can stay as long as your heart desires, free of charge. So, you want to check this place out together? Strength in numbers and all that.
That sounds like a good idea.
It does, right? Before we head out, I've got more than a few tricks up my sleeve, so you'll have to pick which one I'll pull out if, when, push comes to shove. Lately I've been into the enchanting arts, but I can shoot, slash, summon, steal, whatever your little black heart desires. So, what'll it be?
So, instead of doing as Enchanter has her main one is, I'm actually going to make her more of a rogue. There is another character that's default as a rogue, but I like this character more, so if you wanted to see the other rogue, sucks to be you.
I'm not afraid of getting my hands greasy, if that's what you mean. What are you interested in exactly?
We're looking for someone that doesn't mind getting their hands dirty, stabbing a few backs, like a rogue.
Sounds fine. So, we're good to go?
Yes.
Yeah? Well, that was easier than I thought. And I'll do my best to stay myself. Lead the way.
Oh, there's one more thing you should know. I'm not totally a lot.
Well, duh. I'm sure that disguise will fool most people, but I'm a very sensitive and discerning soul. Most fleshy folks aren't really alive anyway. Don't sweat it. Or whatever it is you do. Now, let's go.
So that's one last person, and there's one more person I want to add to our party.
This is not your business, Long Pig.
Don't let this moss muncher talk to you like that. Especially a cheapskate like this one. Griff already knows she don't like to pay her fair share.
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms. You recognize him. It's Ifan, who you met aboard the ship on the way here.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before shuffling back to the protection of his crony.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff. Especially not one of you.
Why does the Alpha owe them money?
Everyone in camp's got to contribute. For food, for protection, no exception.
Oop, the volume went out. No exceptions, especially not for elves. Griff's orders.
Food? Protection? I have neither.
Who is Griff?
Runs the kitchen. Means he runs me, you, and everyone else in camp.
That sounds like a shakedown in disguise.
You two ought to be thanking your lucky gods it's us, and not the Magisters enforcing round here. A fool never knows what they've got till it's well and gone. Now come on, Elf. If you make me say it again, there's gonna be trouble.
If you choose to harm her, I won't stand by and watch.
And neither will I.
We got a system, and it looks like you don't want to fit in.
So these people are in a 5-on-2. This is not going to end well for them. But we get to show off some of our abilities. So the Red Prince, he has a bouncing shield. It's a shield that bounces between people, surprise, surprise. As well, he has a move that's very important that we take in, because of the battle stop. For anyone in this section, I'm not sure if it will affect. Yes, it will affect our friend here, but it's worth it because it's not me after all. And it does a little bit of damage, but mainly since this guy's physical armor's broken, it's going to knock him down. Oh, I'm not sure if it actually did hit him or not, but knocked him down. So as you see, it just made him skip his next turn, which is very useful. And this is what rogues can do. First of all, they have the... give me a second. I'm going to try to rearrange their ability a little bit here. But first of all, they have Adrenaline, which just gives them 2 points action points now at the cost of 2 action points later. And a big part of rogues is that they have to be behind people to get a backstab bonus, which anyone can do, but they're a lot of it because a lot of their abilities include knives. So they're mostly going to be using knives and trying to get behind people. They have this useful ability which just lets them teleport behind someone. So we'll teleport behind and move. I think he's already been stood behind, so I don't think it'll work. So we'll try teleporting behind her, which, as you can see, does a lot of damage. And then she can also perform a flurry, which instead of doing the normal, which does 3 attacks for 1 each, or it's 3 energy for 3 attacks, which is a lot better than the normal, which is 2 energy for 1 attack. And she can do that because she's dual wielding. And then she also has a throwing knife, which is just going to chuck a point blank into this person's back again, just trying to hit them. But as you can see, she almost just killed this person by herself in 1 turn. And then we'll summon Giant, Flex, and Elemental Totem.
Prepare yourself!
It kills her, and then this guy can just attack. We'll use Mosquito's one, which does a little bit more damage. And she manages to kill him.
Thank you for your help with that, thug. Rare is the human who goes against their own for an elf.
I'm glad to be of help. I do prefer that I be judged by my actions and not trivial matters like appearance or race.
The elf appears momentarily puzzled by your comment, but then offers you a dignified little bow.
As far as I'm concerned, you are noble and just in both actions and appearance. I am in your debt.
Who's in charge around here?
In this cave, we trust the healer. She is young, but she sees. She knows more than we know. In the camp, the brute Griff rules. He who gives the bread has the power. Follow me, before more of them trouble us.
And so when completing some quests, you'll be offered a selection of just random loot. None of this is exceptional, but I'll take the... No, let's go with the pants, because the pants will be very useful.
I've an errand to run around here first. I'll catch up with you there later.
Remember, past the kitchens, down to the beach, inside the caves there. There is a safe place.
Now I can talk to Ifan and join, and get him to join me.
Ifan rolls his sleeves back down and casually wipes some blood from his cheek. He nods at you, the shadow of a smile on his lips.
Good work there. Good work. I can tell you've got chops. Say, You were on the ship here with me, weren't you?
He stretches out one rough hand to shake yours.
Even though I could say I'm not much of a handshaker because I'm undead, and of course that'd just be a lot of bones. Let's just do this as like a subtle way of telling him we're undead and shake his hand.
He grips your hand tight as a vice and pauses. His fingertips feel your finger bones. His eyes narrow, but a moment later he shrugs and smiles.
Say, you don't look all that busy now that we're safely on dry land. I could use someone to watch my back, and it looks like you could use someone to watch yours. I've just got a small errand to run, and then I'll be looking to get the hell out of here while I've still got a neck to collar. How about we stick together until we get out of this place?
What's your errand?
Everyone needs to make a living. I make mine running errands.
The little black cat trailing you hisses at him, hair raising a ridge along its back. Without batting an eyelid, the man rumbles a lupine growl. The cat hides behind your leg, mewling.
So who are you here to kill?
He shoots you a flinty look, all teeth and peril.
Lone wolves only share such information with friends. Are we going to be friends?
Yes, we are.
He grins, sharp teeth glittering in the midday sun.
So, before we hit the road, it's best if we decide battle strategies up front. Should keep more of our blood in.
That is very important.
Survival's my main priority. I'll use every trick in the book to keep us alive. But if a wayfarer's not what you're after, I've got other skills. What do you need?
A wayfarer won't be fine.
Can do. Onwards.
That settles it.
He scans the horizon for threats with one green eye, then nods back at you.
Right you are. Lead the way.
Let's see what we got on these people's dead bodies. Ooh. See, as a completely normal person, it's very good to loot dead bodies. So, because we got the pants, we can give pants to the Red Prince, because he's kind of going to be our tank. And then we also, most people also have a club that's better than his current one. I'm gonna give everyone helmets, which, as you can see, look very weird, but initiative doesn't really matter, everyone's looking for, and it does provide them a little bit of armor. Alright, one thing I forgot to do earlier, that's very important, is if I remember right, it's around there. You want to make sure you grab a yarrow flower, because then something cool you can do that normally it just causes a very dangerous fight. Like you can avoid a dangerous fight and actually get rewarded this fight by taking that flower.
Pipe down, Farah. It's time to accept reality.
Let's keep on exploring the camp.
The fella can't hear himself think with all this racket. Day and night she hollers after that child. You hear that, Farah? You got to cut that out. What's happened to ya?
If you don't like it, maybe you should help her.
Aye, she needs help, but none that I can give. Matters a cooker, that one, and twice as loud.
She seems perfectly sane, if shot.
Distraught don't even begin to cover it. She's hollering after that child of hers, killed by a void woken she was. Been dead and buried for a month now. Never even stepped foot in Fort Joy. And there ain't no amount of hollering that'll bring her back.
Please, please, you must help me. No one here will help me. Not one of these bastards. A child is missing. My baby.
And what's the child's name?
Irma. She's called Irma. I haven't seen her in days. I'm sick with worry. Completely sick. And no one in this damn camp will lift a finger to help me find her.
What do you know of your daughter's disappearance?
I last saw her just here, near 3 days ago. She was playing with her little doll, and I was washing out her tunic. I turned from her for one moment, and she was gone. Left her doll behind, too. It's so unlike her.
Why will no one else in camp help you look?
This place turns people cold. Cold and wicked. That fellow Jeth over there speaks unutterable evil, but I can't move away from him. What if Irma comes back and I'm not here?
Can I have a closer look at the doll?
Yes, of course. Here, you should take it with you. When you find her, give her the doll and tell her, Mummy says this is for her little chicken, and it's time to come home. That's what I call her, my little chicken.
She soaks up a steady stream of tears with her shirt sleeve.
She ought to come with you then. She ought to follow you back to me.
I'll do my best.
You are an angel. Truly you are.
He hasn't changed a bit.
Just to make sure I don't actually accidentally sell the doll. I'm gonna put it in the backpack.
Mummy's right here.
You there. You've just arrived, isn't that right? Are you quite alone?
Why do you want to know?
It's just, I've a proposition. Something very worth knowing. But it's hardly a group affair. I only need one.
Alright, you can go on. I'm here alone. Ignore the group of people behind me.
In that case, listen up. You must think me mad to approach a stranger, but this camp is full of cowards and I'm running out of time. Fast. Too fast. Way too fast.
What are you planning?
I've been here a long time. Longer than anyone else. People get taken sometimes. Some folks say they get cured. I don't know if I believe it, and I don't want to wait and find out. I have a way out of here. It won't be easy, and I need a partner. Just one. Are you interested?
I'm all in.
Attaboy. Who wouldn't? Finally someone with a little sense around here. The plan's simple, completely foolproof. I have a spell that I can use to teleport you right out of here. I can't use it on
That's
myself,
useful.
but with your help, we can both get out of here. There's an artifact that you can use to teleport me out of this place. Then I can use my spell to free you in turn. This item, though, it's in quite an unfortunate location.
Where can I find it?
It's found its way into a nest of crocodilians on a secluded beach nearby. Here, give me your map and I'll show you where to go.
Wait, crocodilians. How many?
Not enough to trouble a fine specimen such as yourself.
That is very obviously dodging the question.
Get that artifact, and you and I are as good as free. Go give those overgrown lizards what for.
Alright, so I guess we gotta go kill some crocodilians. Those don't sound dangerous at all. Cool, let's talk to this door from here.
Ho ho! Ain't come to shake me down for my knickers, have you? You're all I got left after your buddies were through with me.
I'm not one of the brutes harassing people.
That's so. Huh. You look just like 'em. But then again, I never was the best at telling your kind apart. No harm intended, of course.
Because remember, we don't look like a skeleton, we look like a human just wearing a lot of clothes that hide the fact. Yeah, but if you talk to them with Losi...
Ho ho! Ain't come to shake me down for my knickers, have you?
Oh,
You're all I got left after you.
that's unfortunate. There's a cool interaction that you can do with him if you're playing as
Oh,
Losi.
10 bottles of me.
But I guess you're not allowed to do it if you just
1,000 bottles of
have
dust.
her in your party.
The lizard's brow knits together, then apart, and back again. He seems to be swimming deep in his thoughts, and doesn't look up as you approach.
I tap him on his shoulder.
What? Oh, new, are you? Very good, very good. Make yourself at home.
You have any goods for sale?
Goods? Ah, yes, yes, of course. Have a look.
And so he sells water spells, which I don't need, but I will click through. Oh, he doesn't have any money. So I will sell some stuff, a little bit of stuff instead. Alright. That's all we talked to him about. Oh, and if you don't get the arrow flower out there, I believe there's another one somewhere around here. Not sure where though. Oh, let's talk to this crab named Septa the Ineffable.
Ha! Call it like a dog. A very tall, very strange-smelling dog. I'd pity you, but Septa the Ineffable has a soft spot for beauty, and you carry that choker off very well.
I don't even like eating shellfish, and I certainly won't be insulted by one.
Insult? You should be honored that I would even talk to you. I am the most powerful sorcerer to have ever scuttled upon this shore.
And how did you come by your source powers?
This power is my birthright, same as yours, but one of us has grown to astounding heights, and the other has sunk into depths too humiliating to describe. Pity.
It sounds like you have an inferiority complex.
Yes, I'm surrounded by inferior creatures, none of whom recognize my greatness.
That is not what that means. Anyways, I wonder what could possibly be up here. Oh look, giant crocodiles. One might even call them crocodilians. And over here, there's a chest. And it has a belt. By the power of the belt. Just give it a little bit more. So, what we're going to do is we're going to split up the party for this one. And by that, I mean I'm going to split up the red prince from everyone else. We're going to try to sneak up as close as we can. So the way sneaking works, though, as far as I'm aware, is that it means that you won't be automatically spotted by stealth. But I'm pretty sure if you go into their red cone of vision, you're still automatically seen. Yep. I did not mean to go on that yet. But they are magic using crocodiles. Char, this is why I wish I've got closer. He's so far away. So we'll just fortify it with enough Char. And we'll charge. You have to be careful about the crocodile in the back with magic armor though. He's the one that has the teleportation blitz. Alright. Sadly, I don't think there's any... There is some blood. Can we take advantage of it? I won't blood just because since the magic armor won't block any damage if all I does is physical. And blood increases his physical damage and everyone else will do physical damage. So let's put the boost on our little guy.
Yield to none.
And walk up away. Oil slows you down. He's not right next to us, so let's just do some range guidance for now. Maybe he'll come to us. Or maybe he'll send a giant boulder in our face. The crocodile's trying to run away, I guess. Oh no, it's circling around. Which is unfortunate for us. Apparently our guy gets to take a second turn, I'm not complaining. That one came up. So we could breathe fire because he's a lizard. However, since we're standing on oil, I'm guessing that's probably not the best idea. So let's just try to smack him. And now that his physical armor's gone, we can knock him down. Ooh, they killed our incarnate. That's not good. Once we can get our skill high enough, our incarnate gets a big boost to his strength. But not right now. Let's just try to shield our own guy up. 7 totems then. Oh, I didn't realize. The rest of our characters aren't in the fight. This person's technically not in the fight right now. Oop. You have to be careful when you're exiting a fight, not to exit when it's not your turn. I've had it where they attack. So yes, since our person was in the fight, we were missing some of our turns. There. That person teleported behind, so they all should be in the fight now. That is definitely unfortunate. I felt like this was going badly and that some of our people hadn't taken their turns yet. What? He's fighting from down there up there? That seems broken. That's not how it should work. Oh well. We can just cast a spell. It did do fire damage, because that's on fire. Luckily our guy wasn't in that. And then we can just summon Uplift Turtle up here. So our archer is also very elemental based because he can add elements to his arrows. However, there's no blood nearby. Let's just encourage, which makes all of his friends nearby stronger, and then shoot this guy so that can make it easier. Although I think he's already in melee, but still. We'll activate Adrenaline. Hold on. Throwing knife. Let's try to go that way down there. And I'll save the actual action point, since we're especially going to have less than next time. The reason I have to be scared of this, guys, is because that hasn't happened yet. Since he's the one with the teleportation gloves, he can just teleport. If for example, if all my people were hiding up here, he would have walked up and teleported on top of all of us, which would have been bad. I don't think this is going to be able to show it to you.
I'll yield to none.
No, he didn't. I probably should have attacked him so I could have thrown the shield. Oh well, you can just slowly walk up here, walk him through some fire. And summon a totem, make it run. And then send a fireball in the face. That was the best idea. Good job, me. And you can send one just like the other crocodiles done. Shoot. And we win.
I'm fading.
Let's heal quick before anyone dies. Loot their bodies. Yay, looting bodies. Alright, getting those teleportation gloves is very good. Because beyond the quest, that it also lets you go to certain spots with extra loot. Let's see what this book's about. Oh, it's talking about rumors of a secret vault. And telling us where to go. So that telling us that there is different parts of a set of magic armor that we can collect somewhere on here. Oops, that's how to get things back into our setup. So if you follow us and keep on going along. Not mistaken. If you wanted to recruit the dwarf from the ship, he's right here, attempting to build a new ship. I'm not going to bother to talk with him because we're just kind of ignore him this game, but he is a possibility. And we're not all the way out here in the morning, which is nice.
Ha! I found you, didn't I? Red, they said. Red, then dead.
And this is the Red Prince that we're talking as now. Is this another attempt on my life? Because they're a frightful bore, frankly.
Not an attempt, mate. Not if I can bloody help it.
Ooh,
Time's up, Your Highness. Let's dance.
This is an assassin sent to kill.
It's stabbing time.
can actually be pretty dangerous. Although he seems kind of goofy. So let's walk up and punch him in the face. But then since this is the person he's trying to attack, let's make sure to armor up. Although I think he does damage, which you can't add. I think there should be blood on the ground somewhere. Oop, no. There's not. But because of the hill, we can't really summon him anywhere. So he's actually going to go without any infusions.
Prepare yourself.
Which is sad. Because he's not nearly as powerful. He can still hurt though. Yeah, this is really bad. Like, he attacked this right here because he's not like programmed to attack us right here. He'll attack us like around here because if he sees you, he'll go towards it. But mainly, that's why when he threw dust at us, he made it so that they're blind, so that we don't have range on most of our characters. Let's just encourage for the extra boost. But yeah, this is definitely bad. She has an ability that gives her a little bit of free movement every turn though. Not even a drone right now because since she's blind, it's a lot harder for her to hit. And then we just broke through his armor. But once you break through the armor, we can start skipping your turn. And then kicking you while you're down. Shooting you. It's really not nice to get hit on the ground, especially when you're outnumbered like this and there's a person over you with a bunch of knives. Oh, we survived with 1 health left. But all I can do is stand up.
Damned nuisance these assassins are. It's their frightful manners I mind the most, really. Well, that was rather fun, wasn't it? I do find it ever so invigorating to cut a cutthroat's throat.
You seem very relaxed for someone who's just your target of an assassination.
Oh, one gets used to this kind of thing so quickly. This is hardly the first time someone's filled some poor fool's purse and bid him kill the prince. I'll tell you what, though. Whomever wants me out of the picture will have to do a lot better if they seek to get the better of me. All those bumblers they've sent so far mark a mere insult to my swordsmanship.
So as you can see, he really doesn't care. This guy has some good stuff on him. Mainly he has some magic shoes and a note telling us that, and this is a note that we found off the assassin, telling him to use the scroll that he was given, which he fiercely did not use the scroll, and to look for the Red Prince in order to kill him. That he'll get his weight in gold should he succeed. But obviously, he's down dead. Your weight's a lot less without any blood. There's something I want to show you, guys, but in order to do it, I need to find...
The woman looks out on the gently lapping
I need to
waves.
find an oil
She seems
box there.
totally at peace, but as you approach, she turns to you with a cheerful smile.
Haven't seen you around here before. New?
I just arrived.
Well, don't worry too much if you have a hard time settling in. Takes a while to get used to the place. You here alone?
I've fallen in with travel with a couple people, and we've made some close ties.
She gives you a long look.
You keep them friends of yours close, eh? Some of us haven't got anyone at all anymore. Not much in this world someone you love can't make better.
Thanks for the advice.
It's nothing. If I haven't learnt that by now, I haven't learnt anything at all.
So why are you here alone?
Used to be I had a family. A husband and a little boy. We were healers. Source was in our blood. Then they brought us here. I couldn't stop 'em from taking my boys from me when they did. Reckon they were cured. Maybe even released. Don't know why the Reds didn't take me too. Now I'm just waiting for 'em to call my name. Waiting and remembering.
What were your boys like?
Her eyes sparkle.
Kind of you to ask. Stefan, he was my little one. Smart as a whip and no less wicked. And my husband, he was called Felix. He was an expert healer. Could fix a broken bone in a short minute.
I sit in the sand and listen.
She talks for some time about birthdays, about Felix's prickly beard, about the skunk Stefan once dragged home for a pet.
Nude.
Joy radiates from her as she remembers. She places a warm hand on your shoulder.
What a gift to think of them. I'd like to give something to you too. A family recipe. One of Felix's best. He'd be happy to know it went to such a warm soul. Take care of yourself. You hear? You're a sweet one.
You can actually talk to this fragment if you listen. If you click on them.
As soon as I saw that glint...
Ifan nods and surveys...
I'm sorry to interrupt. Ah, here's the yellow flower I was talking about earlier.
If you think about it
It means
logically,
investing.
she's
Oh.
much better off.
Well, look, there's some people in the
Leave it,
field.
Sam. I won't say it again.
Come on, chap. Don't be unreasonable. Please, excuse us.
You're talking to me, not him, Sam.
Oh, for the love of Lucian, Balladeer. You're acting like a madman.
Say it again. What you said about my wife. Go on.
Yes. Can I help settle your argument at all?
Piss off.
Well, okay then.
Go on, Sam.
Well, it's the truth, and you know it. She's better off. So what if it was messy? I'd rather puke myself to death 1,000 times than let the Reds get to me. If she were my wife, I'd be happy for her.
A flat smile twitches across Balladeer's lips.
She never did like you.
And now he's dead. I take his potatoes.
The man looks for a moment at the corpse at his feet, then turns back toward the nearly finished coffin, bloodied hammer in hand.
I would have done the same thing.
He nods at you and turns back to his handiwork. He lines up another nail and hammers it into the panel.
Bastard.
So, I'm not sure where an oil barrel is, but if I can get one, there's something cool I can do. How long has this video been going for? Oh, this should probably be about time I finish. If I can't find one soon, I guess I'll just have to be done. Is there one up here? No, I don't believe so. Oh well. Now that we have the gloves, I would like to show you some special spots that you can go. So let's do this one last thing before we leave. And let's give the gloves to our main person. And so now, we can teleport the Red Prince up to here. It does a little bit of damage. But we can loot this chest and get some good stuff. However, the chest is kind of just to throw you off, honestly. It has some good stuff, but if you come up here, you can find a human skeleton, coin purse, which is one of the bags that we'll be using for different stuff. Where did it go? Oh, it's in his inventory. So I'll be taking a coin first to help me and organize some stuff. And then there's also the Viper's Tongue sword.
Nice.
Which is a pretty good sword, honestly, to this point, you know. Because like that battle axe we just found is 7 to 9 damage, while this one does 9 to 11. And gives him a bonus in strength and warfare, which increases his damage by 10% beyond that, so it's a very good weapon. Anyways, I'm gonna figure out some of my inventory off camera. Have a wonderful day, guys. See you later.